Welcome back to the Ride and Laugh podcast. If you love mountain biking, you are in the right place. Today's episode is a quick rip. Dan and Sage are out of town. Maybe we're mountain biking. We're definitely doing something fun. I hope so. But we don't leave our listeners hanging. We're going to keep the vibe high. We're going to keep the fun going. Today, we have a quick rip for you. Sage, how are you?
I'm ready to rip it. That doesn't sound right, but I'm ready to do this. Let's have a good time.
Rip it. Rip it good.
Rip it.
Rip it real good. This is sounding weirder and weirder. We're like, oh, can we just have a regular episode with the, with the rip? We're ripping it good on the regular episodes too, everybody. Yeah. Don't worry. Yeah. This is some of our best ripping.
Yes.
All right, social media, mountain bike social media. So we're talking about mountain bike YouTube. We're talking about mountain bike Instagram. Where else do people watch mountain bike on social media? I'm an old head.
Strava.
What am I missing?
Strava is huge for mountain bikers.
Is that social media? I guess that is social media.
It's totally social media.
Facebook.
Yeah. Facebook. Yes.
Facebook?
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep. That's what this episode is. We're just going to be listing social media platforms. Let's keep going.
MySpace? Anyone? MySpace?
MySpace? Excellent. Yeah, let's keep going. So I personally love mountain bike social media. I watch a lot of mountain bike YouTube, and I watch a fair amount of mountain bike Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm on Facebook also, and Facebook's cool because you have the user groups. You have, certain local groups of riders, and they're talking about organizing rides and festivals, and maybe there's just like some fun topics, or people are selling bikes or buying bikes. There's also some not so nice things happening on some of these websites also, and so we can get into that a little bit. What are your favorite? I mean, you're a mountain bike YouTuber, so you're kind of biased.
Yeah. That's not my favorite app, and my favorite app, I don't even know if it still exists, but it was Meetup.
Grindr? It's still around.
Oh, Grindr.
Sorry. I think it's still around. Everyone's like, how are you so certain it's still around?
No, yeah. Meetup was one of my favorite websites or apps.
Meetup.
Yeah, because that's how you and I met. That's
true.
I harassed you on Meetup until you agreed to ride with me. And that will hold a special place in my heart. I met a lot of good people through that. I don't know if that still exists. It's probably replaced by something with Facebook. But here's what I would say about social media in general. And I feel like I'm coming from a very fortunate spot in that I grew up in a time where none of that existed. We grew up mountain biking when there was no Instagram, there was no Facebook, and it was just about riding. And you didn't have cameras on your phones. There was nothing to take videos with. I mean, it was a beautiful thing. So when social media came about, it didn't consume me. I see that with my kids now, that social media has this grip on them, and it's it just pulls you in. And that is a negative thing. But you and I don't have that experience, and I do think it can be a really beautiful thing if you can responsibly use it.
Well, I can't say I don't have that experience. I have definitely experienced going into what I call the rabbit hole. My wife and I will be like, what happened? Yeah. Where have you been? Why were you on the toilet for 25 minutes? I took a massive dump. That, or I was on my phone. She's like, if I didn't be plunging, I know you went into the rabbit hole on Instagram, right? I mean, so these things are designed to keep our attention, and they're really, really good at it. And now I'm watching my Instagram. I almost exclusively follow mountain biking content and a lot of mindfulness content also. But we have the Ride and Laugh Instagram. Everyone check it out, Ride and Laugh Instagram. We post fun things on there. But on that Instagram, it's all mountain biking. So when I'm on there and I'm looking at people that the Ride and Laugh account follows, it's all mountain biking, and I love it. And there's funny content, and there's cool stuff, and there's trails that I ride, and different lines that I'm seeing, and friends that I know. It's really hard to put it down sometimes.
Yeah. By the way, I forgot to mention another important one was Trailforks.
Yes.
That has changed mountain biking for me in a very beautiful way. It's given us access, and YouTube in conjunction with that has been unbelievable, Dan. We have discovered places.
I just don't know I don't know that Trailforks is social media. I mean, who's using Trailforks on social media? Because I know they're trying to do that. I know that I'm friends with people on there, but I never post or comment. The only thing I use Trailforks for is finding trails and looking at trails. I don't use it in any social way. And I do look at other people's rides. I will look at ride logs.
Yeah. I'll say this. They are owned by Pink Bike, which is a very social media expert thing. So there's a lot of cross development. But regardless, let's just focus on the YouTube part of it, because YouTube and Trailforks to me have a very close connection. And that is, before those two apps existed, you found out about rides just by talking with people. Hey, I just rode, what's it called? Oh, really? Let me go check it. Now you go onto YouTube. Where's this? Then you pop right on the Trailforks. Oh, look at this, and then you watch more videos like, oh, let's look up this trail. That has changed the landscape of mountain biking in terms of accessibility and findability. It's been unbelievable, Danny. I love that part. Such a healthy part.
Looking at YouTube, looking at places that people are riding, you have all these YouTubers that have a van and they're just going around to different areas, right? And so you like the way that they ride, you like the way that they talk and the people that they ride with, and they're driving around to different areas and different bike parks, and they're riding different parts of the country, different parts of the world. It's awesome seeing all these places to ride. That's you and I saw a couple of these guys ride in Quebec, but Quebec was not on our radar. Well, we cannot wait to get to Quebec. The tech riding there looks awesome. And all these different bike parks from Whistler to anything that's in the area, that you oh, maybe I could drive here. And it's awesome being able to see all these places that you could ride and different level of riders at each place. I think it's fantastic. And then to be able to hop over to Trailforks and be like, oh, I can go here and I can put together this route, this lap. It's really a great time to be alive. If you're using these things in a healthy way, it can be really fun.
Here's the flip side of that. The flip side of that is those same apps can also lead to the closure of many trails. Posting
it's a good point.
A place that's kind of hidden, or gosh, that feature, I didn't want you showing that feature. We're blowing things up. And Trailforks has gone through this too. You see, we've experienced that in Michelle. Those aren't unsanctioned trails, but suddenly they're all gone from Trailforks. Why? I've gone through to places where I've mountain biked and I've done a YouTube video and I've had people like, can you not post that? You're blowing up a spot for me.
Right. And really, if you're a trail builder and that maybe it's questionable whether or not you're allowed to build these trails here, or you've already gotten in a little bit of trouble, but the trails are awesome and you want to keep it going on the down low for you and your friends. And some guy with a GoPro, an action camera for $300 comes through and decides to keep making videos there. I remember the Frederick Watershed. There was a guy who kept making videos over and over and over the push trails. You have no control over that.
I know you're talking about. Yes.
And I don't know whether or not those were sanctioned videos or not. I just know that when we were looking up videos there that, we kept seeing the same character. And I know that when you rode there, people reached out to you and said, hey, make sure that you don't show where these are specifically. Yeah. So it's a really interesting point that the darker side of mountain bike YouTube showing locations versus the first part.
I'm going to flip the coin again. So now we're back to heads or tails. I don't know what side of the coin we're on, but let me flip it again.
Oh, we can get like a Dungeons and Dragons 20-sided die, like one of those die that's got 4 or 5 sides. Yeah.
Well, listen, another positive. These trail builders and trail advocates are suddenly able to reach people on a much greater, vast level because of social media and get aid and help and volunteers and money because of Instagram and Facebook and all these things. Hey, look at this project we're working on. Or, hey, I'm trying to get money to fund this project. Or, they're thinking about closing these trails. I got a petition. Social media is great for that. Yeah.
Is there a flip side to that? Do the anti-mountain bike people also organize? You know what I mean? Like, is there
I don't know. That's a great question.
Who are the anti-mountain bike people? This is a separate podcast. I don't understand who's shutting down trails. Like, why? I don't understand it.
Yeah,
it's a different topic. It's a different topic. We'll do it in a different podcast or in a different quick rep. Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool that we can now organize and we can get more of our space, more of our people together. We can raise money or we can raise awareness, that sort of thing. I do see, like, on the Instagram comments and sometimes on Facebook, I do see a lot of, there is some negativity. There is some complaining.
Yeah.
That is a dark side. And some of the pink bike comments, like, holy mackerel, they're hilarious, but it's just like really dark. Some of it's really dark.
I know. I can definitely speak to experience on that, because being a YouTuber, I've gotten my share of really nasty, just downright nasty comments. And you might not be a YouTuber, but if you've been on Instagram, you might have experienced this, where you've posted a video or a photo that you're really proud of. And then it just takes one jerk face to come on and make a comment and make you feel absolutely terrible about it. And the best thing that you can do is realize that that person wrote that comment and probably immediately forgot about it. And the worst thing that you can do is let it ruin the rest of your day. Just as much time that he spent thinking about that comment is how much time that you should give it, and then let it go. And that's really hard to do, Dan. It's really hard to do. And I do feel bad for the younger generation, because I do think that there's a sensitivity there that, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but you and I grew up at a different time in our life where there was like physical bullying versus online bullying. It's a different kind of a feel.
Yes.
But not to say
which
that
do
one
you
is
prefer?
No,
which do you prefer? I mean, I got beat up. I think I take the online version. People complaining about the online bullying, like, maybe get beat up and then see, okay, you know what? I can deal with a couple of nasty comments. No, I'm joking, of course. There's no place for it whatsoever.
Right.
I think the human brain is wired to, like, really care what our tribe thinks.
Yeah.
We're wired to live in communities, and when someone says you're not worthy, and we already maybe have some of these thoughts, which is a normal human conditioning thought, which is, I think, why everyone can resonate and why a lot of people listen to this podcast and enjoy it, is that it really hurts. And it's very easy to focus on that one negative. You might have 20 good ones, and then they might have that one negative. It's very much human nature to focus on that one negative. Yeah. And there's, again, something that's happening for us. If you're realizing that you're focusing on that, then you have some sort of limiting belief system that you're not worthy, that you should be paying attention to that. Because really, you should be paying attention to the 19 good ones, not the one bad one, right? And the same thing when you go off a jump or you have a great ride, right? And you did all these things awesome. Maybe you're at the bike park and you did 20 great things, and then you had like a semi crash, and maybe you hurt your elbow, and you go home that day, and all you're thinking about is the crash. You're not thinking about the 20 features that you hit perfectly. Let's focus on what went well, and let's focus on the positive that's out there, and let that negative stuff go. So maybe there's a positive in that negative, but it really takes some attention.
But also, be careful about how much weight you're putting on the positive stuff too, right? Because it also is, it's a gray area, right? Because in one sense, you're right. Don't give any weight to the negative comments, but also don't give too much weight to the positive. If you're posting content strictly for the purpose of getting that good endorphin feedback, that's not necessarily a good thing either. There's nothing wrong with getting good feedback, and there's nothing wrong with feeling good about that. But if you notice yourself starting to post things to get that feedback, that's a problem.
Right.
Right. Like I'm making videos, and I'm at the point now where I'm making videos, and that process feels good. I like sharing that with the world. I'm at the point now, I don't really care if people don't receive that well, because I'm proud of what I made, and I'm happy if this helps a few people. I don't have a million subscribers. I don't have all this stuff. I'm a small timer.
Yet.
But my point is, like, I'm not putting it out there with the, oh, I hope this goes viral. No, I'm putting it out there because I enjoyed making this video. I want to share it with you. That's it. If you get something out of it, great. If you don't, good. That's fine either way.
Listener, if you can relate, RideandLaugh1@gmail or in the comments, when you post something that you thought was cool on Instagram, or Facebook or wherever it may be, and then you just don't get a lot of response. You don't get a lot of the likes or hearts or comments. And what's that feeling? What's that teaching you? What's that showing you? Because you're already worthy. You don't need people online to show you that you're worthy. But it's an interesting thing, right? When you put the video out there, when we put a podcast out there.
Yeah.
Right. This is another form of social media. We're doing a mountain bike podcast, right? We want 1 million listeners, but we put it out there, and the people that listen, or the people that watch it, or the people that resonate, and the people that see, they're here for it, and everything in perfect timing.
There's a new category, Danny, that might be a little bit harder to do what you're saying. I don't know why I'm holding a rubber band. The new category is influencers. There are a lot of people that make their living by being an influencer, and you unfortunately do have to care about the numbers. So the best way that I can say that if you want to become an influencer, if that's part of it, and that's a big thing right now, is understand the numbers, but that's not a reflection of you. Just because that post didn't do well or that picture didn't do well, that doesn't mean that you are not well, that you are not a good person. Learn from that. Okay, this worked. This didn't. I just want to make a distinction there, because there are a lot of people that want to become an influencer. That's a dream that they have, or they want to do this as a side gig. And you can't just simply say, well, I'm just not going to care. You do have to care about the numbers, but let's not care to the point where it's a reflection on yourself, because it's not.
I also think you have to take, I thought you were going to go a different direction with that. I thought you were going to say you have to take everything that you see with a grain of salt, because some of these people that you see and maybe are influencers. They're paid. They're paid to give you an opinion. See, that's the great thing about Ride and Laugh is we don't make any money. So you can trust what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Soon we're going to be manipulating everyone listening to this to, buy some very questionable things from. No, we would. But it's going to be really interesting to see as people come to us and want us to advertise. And we're totally open to that. We're totally open to, obviously monetizing this, and whether, what kind of advertising we're going to have. But I, for one, and I think that our listeners are going to know that we're people of integrity, that we're not going to talk about something unless we really love it. And you can see that in Trail Sage. You're not going to talk about something unless you're not going to give it a positive review unless you actually believe it. That's not always the case. And so you have to be aware that there are other motivations on social media, oftentimes, and one of them is just the platform, the motivation of the platform just to keep you on it. You have to disengage. You have to be able to disengage.
Yeah,
but
that's a great point.
As we're reviewing some of the dangers of social media and mountain bike social media, I do want to add one of my other favorite things about mountain bike social media, and that's bike reviews. I love geeking out on bikes. I love learning about different bikes. If right now I'm kind of thinking we test rode the Levo 4, the Specialized Levo 4 recently.
Yes.
And I've been thinking about that. And so I'm watching all the Levo 4 reviews, and I'm watching all the Orbea Wild reviews and the shootouts. And I love that. And that is so cool. It used to be like you would get a magazine and maybe you could find an article about a bike
once a month.
One writer.
Yeah. Once a month. Yeah. Now it's like, I want to learn about this bike. You literally go online, type in the name of the bike, and it's it's so amazing. Yes, absolutely.
It's so cool.
And listen,
and so
how about selling too? Buying and selling bikes. The social media has made that more accessible, right? Back in the day, there was no eBay, there was no Facebook Marketplace where you couldn't buy a bike in California or somewhere else. It was like,
what did you do? What did we do when we wanted to get rid of a bike? You put an ad in the newspaper?
Yard sales.
Yeah, garage sale. Yeah, yard sales. Right. There were swap meets. Yeah.
Hey, I got a buddy selling a bike. Anybody interested? Yeah, it was hard. It's hard. How do we make it?
Yeah.
We're amazing.
I know. Yeah. Well, everything is what we make of it. So let's take that positive spin, be aware, stay present, like try not to get addicted, try not to give anything too much power, just like a feature in the woods that you're thinking about too much. You don't want to give anything too much power. So you don't want to give that jump that you're scared of too much power. When you get to it, you're going to decide whether or not you want to hit it next ride. So don't give it power, and don't give the commenters power either. You're worthy. You're good enough. You're here. We're here for fun and flow and stoke. And when social media is adding to that and that excellent mountain bike community and the support and friends and meeting more people, we didn't talk about that, but so many people we've met through Strava and through Instagram and gotten rides going because of that. Like, we should ride together. Let's do a ride.
Yes.
There's just like so much positive that can be there. And like anything, there could be a dark side. So that's what we're talking about. Let us know in the comments how you use social media, how else you use social media, because obviously you're listening to the podcast or maybe you're watching on YouTube. But let us know in the comments, rideandlaugh1@gmail.com, anything that we missed, your favorite parts about mountain bike social media, your least favorite parts, anything that you want us to talk about in the future. Go ahead, Sage, you had something else.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that we just said don't give this thing too much power, but make sure you're hitting the like button on this, baby, because we
Ride left. Go ahead and you can give lots of power to ride left. Yeah.
Yes.
This is a very positive influence on you right now. So yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Dan and Sage got your back. Yes. Please like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up, like and subscribe, auto download, watch to the end, tell your friends, everybody, and super thanks are available. If you're really feeling the flow. Yeah. Keep the lights on. Everyone, thanks for listening to this quick rip. We appreciate you. Please go ahead and comment, give us a thumbs up, and we are going to be back with regular episodes soon. Have a great week and a great week of riding. Ride left.
I'll see everybody.